Hey, welcome to Seventh System Podcast. I'm Sirc.
I'm TheAwesomeRedHead.
And I'm hakzpro.
So today is our first episode. We're going to be talking about your favorite games for PC. It's a pretty easy topic. We're starting up a podcast, as you probably know. See it in the title. So, let's get right into it, I guess. Who wants to go first?
Chris.
Who is this Chris you speak of?
Jeez, well,
That failed.
I guess that's me. Whatever. Okay. Alright.
No way.
Alright, so here I go. I'm going first. My favorite game for PC, personally, is Starbound. Starbound is a two-dimensional sandbox adventure game developed by Chucklefish, an indie company. It's got the feeling of Terraria. The head developer of Starbound was also the head developer of Terraria, so he probably used some of the code. The videos suggest that it looks a lot like Terraria. But the difference is that you can travel to like 2 billion different planets, like each one procedurally generated with different variables like gravity, plant life, weather, and difficulty. No two planets are the same, so you can travel through the stars, and every planet you visit is gonna be different. There's several different races to choose from, including like the Apex, which is like primates, Avians, which are like the bird people, Florans are like the plant people, and then the Glitch, which are like robots, and there's many more. You can claim a planet for your own, call it your home planet, and you can explore, build, and even terraform the planet to your own will. Plants and monsters are also procedurally generated, along with weapons, so you'll never see the same monster or weapon twice, so everything you do feels unique. Starbound features so many other things I really don't have time. So, if you want to check out Starbound, the link's in the description. The game can be pre-ordered for a minimum of $15, but if you want to donate to developers, there's other stages for that. So, one problem though, the game's in beta right now, there is not a released build, and so, Mr. hakzpro, I hear that you have a problem with that.
Yeah, the only problem I really have with that is how can it be your favorite game if it's not even out yet? Like, you don't know the controls or anything about it.
The reason why I think it's my favorite game is because the developers of Starbound, they've already released so much information about a game before it's even out. Normally, when you have like other games, they don't really tell you what's out until the game's out. Then you have to play it for yourself, then you know if you like the game or not. You can get the general concept and storyline, but you don't really know whether a game's going to be good or not until you play it. With Starbound, I have this feeling, I really like the concept behind it, and they've explained so much already that it's hard for me to pass up.
So, I guess I'm up next. My game was Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is an animated first-person shooter with 9 classes, each of which have their own specific uses and weapons. Some of these classes are short-range, such as the Pyro, and others are long-range, that being the Sniper. Currently, it's a free-to-play game on Steam. The creators of Team Fortress 2, Valve, have videos known as the Meet the Team series. The link to the Team Fortress 2 YouTube channel will be in the description. The reason why I like it is that I like it because of the range of classes. And though there are only 9, the different weapons you can find for each class can completely change the use. Also, there are a multitude of mods that have been created for TF2. In this game, creativity's possibilities are practically endless.
It's pretty good. Now, what would separate this game from some of the other big-time first-person shooters, like Call of Duty?
That, by the way, also has a class system in it.
Well, Call of Duty, it's kind of, in a sense, I guess you know when you're going to unlock something, because you can, like, a new weapon or something, because it's based on experience, whereas when you find an item in Team Fortress 2, it's because it's kind of it's a timed system, and it's like you can find items up to playing like for 10 hours in a week, but once you've surpassed that amount of time, then you don't find any more for that week. I guess that's about it.
Now,
So,
does this limit make it better or worse than Call of Duty's system, where you get things based off your level?
I kind of find it better because you can't really farm in a sense. You have to play it for numerous weeks in order to find an item that you want.
So
That,
basically,
or you can just craft it.
right. So basically, what you're trying to say is, because things are random, there's no way to exploit it, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that now, compared to Call of Duty, are there more items or are there less items to get?
There are more items because there aren't only, you can find more than weapons. You can find things like hats or taunts, or I think that's actually it.
Sorry, you've said hats. What does that have to do with anything?
Hats, just kind of a way to personalize your character. There's these things called unusual hats, which have particle effects on them, such as kind of like small lightning storms, if you will.
That
And-
actually sounds pretty cool.
which they can actually, unusual hats can be sold for actually quite a bit of money.
Like real life money?
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds actually pretty cool. It sounds like a nice way to actually make money. Like you could.
How do you get these unusual hats so I can sell them and make money?
You have to, as I think I said this before, but you have to find them, and actually the only way to find them is if you are premium on TF2, which means you have to buy something. And things on TF2 you can buy them from the TF2 store are really like, you can buy them for things for 50 cents, but you have to put a minimum of $5 into your TF2 wallet, because that's just the minimum amount that you can put in on Steam. But it's the hat selling system is a lot like stocks. The worth of items will go up and down as time progresses.
Well, that sounds like an awesome game. All links for that's in the description. Now, hakzpro, your game.
Yes, my game is known as Penumbra Black Flag. It's a game that you probably haven't heard about. It's a survival horror game in a similar style to Amnesia. It came out first before Amnesia, and it takes place in a more current idea setting. It's a sequel to Penumbra Overture. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but the game is rich in atmosphere. It makes you feel scared. You don't know what's coming around the next corner. It doesn't try to cheap shot you with jump scares, and it ends up being pretty interesting, because later on, as the plot progresses, things get interesting. I don't want to talk a ton about the plot, because, well, that's one of the main focuses of the game, but...
Right. So the play style in this is linear. It's not like Team Fortress 2 or Starbound, because it's like an actual game where you play through it once and then afterwards, you can actually beat it.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's a game where you kind of have to go progressing in a certain way, and while you may get lost once or twice, the game will eventually show you where you're going.
Alright. So yeah, it doesn't do jump scares. Is this an actual mod of an already existing game, or is it a standalone?
It's a standalone series, standalone game. It's based off the original engine, though. Then they made a few improvements.
That's alright. What kind of scares can you expect?
It's more, once again comparing it to Amnesia, it's more atmospheric scares, where you don't know what's around the corner, and when something's there, it'll try to chase you away.
Okay.
It sounds kind of silly and without context, but the creatures are frightening in comparison to...
Right. You just said creatures. Can these creatures kill you?
Yes, and you have no way to defend yourself.
No way. Oh.
Yeah, like
so,
Amnesia-esque.
What happens if you die? Do you just respawn at the last point or something, or?
The save system is kind of weird, where you have save points, kind of like an old classic survival horror game.
Right,
Save points you save these at, and you respawn there afterwards. Any progress you made is gone, because you made a mistake and died.
Alright. So, where could we find this game? Where can you purchase it or play it?
It's currently available on Steam. It's a bit buggy on the Steam version, and there's probably a patch somewhere. But if you want a full analysis, like of the plot, spoiling everything, there should be a wiki down below.
Alright, well that sounds pretty cool. Okay, so, we have all said our favorite games. We'd like to hear from you. What's your favorite game? Put your comments down in the comment section down below. Also tell us how we did for our first podcast, I guess. Not really much else. Like if you did, it helps us gain publicity. Publicity? Yes. I'm not gonna say that much because that's just cheaty. Alright, well, anyways, this has been, Seven System Podcast, I guess. I'm Sirc.
I'm the Awesome Redhead.
I'm hakzpro.
And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.
Adios.
Bye.